So, hello everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yule Brenner. And we are live. Hello to YouTube, Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family. And sometimes we share the link. If I do share the link and your profile looks like this, please show me this. And then you can go back to that. If you are not comfortable, all I ask is that, especially if I've never seen you before, please show me your face. Also, in the comment section and on the platform, it's not that we disagree, it's how we disagree, because of course we've been disagreeing some as of late due to it being political season, which is almost over. Thank God Almighty above. Nevertheless, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. And if I didn't already, I want to thank Donovan for being here with me, as I know his coveted Cowboys are getting ready to play, and he's a little bit scared. He's like, I got to, be on the line, give him the plays and tell him what to do. But I told him they'd be better off just putting the cheerleaders in. They probably do a better job at trying to win. Nevertheless, today, we're going to talk about that of Kamala Harris. Right now, I already see Willie Hartfield. How you doing? You already asked me about Trump. We'll talk about Trump if you like. But Reverend Martin Luther Kamala Harris today visited a church in West Philadelphia, born and raised. Well, I'm just kidding. She wasn't. And the name of the church, I wrote it down and I forgot just that fast. It was something Christian, something in Philadelphia. I'm going to show y'all that video in just a minute. But in the meantime, who else is on here? We have, let's see, Willie, Brother Reggie, how you doing? H. McDaniel, how you doing? Vovo, what's going on with you? Mrs. White, how are you? Sister Shirley, what's going on? Ronald Williams, how are you? Jay Sims, what's up? JJ, how you doing? Black, hope you're doing well. True Essence, what's going on with you? And but Brother Reggie says, woo, ready to see the cowgirls get slapped in the mouth again. Black, how you doing? Donovan, what's going on with you today?
Well, it's game day for me. I'm strategizing and writing down plays that I got to call in, because we have to win today, because the Dirty Buzzards won. Philadelphia Eagles, they won today. The Commanders are playing today as well, so we got to stay pace. Jerry Jones already gave them the warning and said everybody's better step up. This is a serious thing for us, because as the Cowboys go, as you guys know, as the Cowboys go, so does the nation, because it is America's team. But anyway, do me a favor, you guys. There's a scrolling banner at the bottom there. If you want to help and support this channel, those are some of the ways you can do it. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, cash, money order. We take it all. Sister Shirley, welcome back. Good to see you. Also, don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get that on Google Play and the Apple Store, where you can continue to get additional great videos from Demetra K, Vicki Dillard, Brother Phil Scott. And Demetra, you guys have a new correspondent on there as well. And also, if you download the African Diaspora News Channel app, there is another show that Phil Scott has started recently, and it's called what's it called? The free. It's like another part of the show. It's like the free channel or something like that. The African.
Oh, so where you can get the content free? Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. No. Well, you also subscribe to it. It's like it's the free. It's another part of the show, but it's just another. It's not like the Phil Scott show. It's not your show. It's a different aspect where a lot of content creators come on there.
Oh, you're talking about the Emancipation Media?
Emancipation Media, right?
Oh, exactly. got you.
Yeah, you can get that. That as well on the platform when you guys get a chance. And again, it's a great way to stay up on different topics that affect us as Black people in this country. FBA, however you want to do it, it is what it is. But this topic is very interesting, as you guys know. A lot of people were booing Kamala Harris in Houston, her home. Well, for all we know, she might say it's her home state if she needs to say it. But they were booing her as Beyonce did not perform. So we're going to get into a little bit, and we're going to look at some of you guys' comments and see what is happening. But yeah, go Cowboys.
All right, yes indeed, yes indeed. I got my fan on in the background, so if y'all hear, please forgive me because I was about to start busting a sweat. Hey, Corey, how you doing? Everybody's saying, "Boo." Okay, well, you know, Anonymous, keep hope alive. Maybe they'll be successful. I guess only time will tell. Anyway, so Kamala Harris, who is trying to be the next president of the United States, as you guys know, she is the vice president, of course. Also, you know that the election takes place officially on November 5th, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. Will it be Trump? Will it be Kamala? Nobody knows, right? Because the polls, depending on what polls you believe. Hey, Kara, how you doing? Some say Kamala's on top. Some say Trump's on top. And then for the most part, they're saying they're at a dead heat, right? But they're saying the swing states are the ones that you have to look to because they're not red, they're not blue, but they're purple and they can swing either way, which is why you always hear candidates in those states campaigning like crazy, right? Because they want to try to swing that state their way so that they can potentially win, right? Because the swing states, they pretty much determine who's going to be president, right? Okay. So she was in one of the swing states, Pennsylvania, West Philadelphia to be exact. At the Church of Christian Compassion in West Philadelphia, says Vice President Harris urged congregants to recognize the power they hold in deciding the future through their vote. Speaking of unity and democratic values, she emphasized that the upcoming election could shape the nation's direction for generations. Harris recalled her own church experiences, highlighting the importance of advocacy and standing up for others amid interruptions by protesters, because it sounds like there were some protesters there as well. They, heckled her or whatever the case is. She affirmed that every voice is important, underscoring her call for civic participation. Now, y'all might remember not too long ago, she was being heckled when somebody said Jesus is Lord or something like that. And she says, oh, you at the wrong rally. So I guess maybe that was her way of saying, oh, okay, let me stay on top of that, because she kind of got in a little bit of hot water because of it. Now, when she was at that church there in West Philadelphia, this is a snippet of what she said.
Endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way.
I want to say hallelujah. Hey, right? Now, I saw that and I was like, Saw a lot of people saying, oh, she's turned into a Baptist preacher. As I said, Reverend Martin Luther, Kamala Harris, but I really thought about it. I was like, oh, she working hard for that, right? She out there working hard. Of course, it's not a secret that they mostly Democratic candidates, whether it's a president, city council, whoever it is, right? They usually go into the Black church because the Black church and the Democrats are closely connected. Although I've seen a lot of pastors lately move away from the notion of the Democratic Party because their eyes are starting to open and like, nah, we keep voting for more of nothing. And the Democrats and Kamala and Biden, well, we don't see him much anymore. I don't even know where he's at. But they really seem like they love the deletion of babies. Like they really love it. I don't know if y'all watched any of the rally that they were took place here in Houston, where Beyonce showed up, and it sounds like people got mad and they started to leave after she spoke because maybe they thought she was going to go sing or something. I don't know, but she didn't. She showed up with Kelly Rowland looking like Beetlejuice, low budget Lori Lightfoot, or maybe a high budget Lori Lightfoot. I don't know. And so they talked about women's rights, and she said she's a mom first, and they just really talked a lot about the deletion of babies. But nevertheless, I was like, wow, Kamala's really fighting hard for this vote. This is not her first time at the church, but today I'm gonna play that again for y'all. Y'all don't mind? I'm gonna play this again because I felt the spirit of Kamala Harris. She invoked that of Martin Luther King Jr. and all the other reverends. Here you go.
Endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning. And church, morning is on its way.
So again, she was also capitalizing, if you will, off of her campaign slogan theme of joy, right? She's bringing back joy because the joy is gone from politics, right? And as I said not too long ago on my, you stupid, on my pages, you cannot take joy and vibes to the grocery store, the gas station, or the electric company. You just can't do it, right? They want some money. So I don't know how far joy and vibes are going to take us. But yeah, Kamala's really, really, really out there fighting hard for the black vote. But Kamala has not offered black people nothing. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. She has not offered black people nothing to go to the polls to vote for her. But there she is, then tapped into her inner Martin Luther King Jr., and talking about joy comes in the morning, you know, and it's like, yeah, that's true. We've all been to church. We've heard that a bunch. And I guess that was in juxtaposition to that of Donald Trump. I guess she's saying he's not joy. She's joy. She's, you know, trying to bring back the opposite or whatever. But it's like, Kamala, you're going in all these churches, but you still ain't saying nothing. You sound like a lot of those pastors. And listen, I'm not trying to mock the Lord or the church or nothing like that, okay? But you sound like a lot of those pastors that be up in there just hooping and hollering and not saying nothing, right? And then you got people in the background just screaming and hollering right along with us. Like when Kamala leave up out of there, she does go to the White House, you're going to be left where you are, in those pulpits or in pews with nothing to show for it. The only thing you're going to be able to have is to say that Kamala came to our church and she delivered the Sunday morning sermon. Child, wasn't it something? As you get your bus pass, if it ain't expired, to get on the bus to leave church. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have that conversation. Were you guys inspired about Kamala's, you know, fiery speech there in the pulpits, or was it just her cosplaying? Like, what's your opinion on it? Donovan, how are you? What is your opinion? I'm going to get into the comment section.
You know what? You know what's really interesting? How she needs to go into voice acting, because she could hit an accent of different people, whoever she's in front of. Now she's doing the theatrics of a pastor, talking about the joy will come into the morning. You know, I mean, I'll give it to her. Like I said, if she's cosplaying, she's cosplaying. She needs to go into voice acting, because when she's talking to Hispanics, she does the Latino accent. She's talking to blacks, she do the sister girl thing. She talks to the whites, it's strictly white. And when she goes, you know, she just keeps going and going. So she needs to get into that. But the sad thing is here with this, you guys, and I'm going to say this, and I want to thank you guys who have been riding with us for 8 long years, because I've been sitting and kind of watching and listening to the mainstream media that said that we didn't know what we were talking about. Remember when Roland Martin came down to the YouTube channel before? We were no good, but he's on the same channel with us after he got fired from his job or whatever the situation happened there. 8 long years, since we're talking biblical here, since we're going to church, we don't go to church. What man will sleep with another man's wife? You lying son of a... Which way is up? Richard Pryor does the best Lennox Thomas impression ever. But 8 long years, we have been sounding the alarm. How many of you guys remember the story of Noah? And to me, this is what it brings to me when I think of what's going on today. The story of Noah was, he was given this vision. The Lord told him to prepare and be ready because he's going to wipe the earth out. I'm paraphrasing here, okay? He's going to wipe the earth out. But remember, it took years for Noah to build that ark, right? Talk about, 40, well, back in those times, 40 years to us is like 200 years to them, whatever it is. And he's building the ark, and his neighbors would come by and say, oh my God, you're crazy. You don't know what you're doing. Come on, party with us, man. We got some harlots over here. Man, we going to the club. We going to the football game. Oh man, MMA is down the street. They're about to throw Daniel into the lion's den. And Noah was like, no, prepare. We got to get ready to go, right? We don't know what we're talking about. So for years, they have been saying that the new black media, we don't know what we're talking about. We don't know what's happening. But I want you guys to look at the numbers. Why are they so focused on getting that black vote? because we've been telling you, and other new Black media outlets have been telling you, we don't need 90% of everybody with us to get these people to pay attention to us. Just 15% of Black people, men and women, walking away from the Democratic Party sends them into a panic. Why? They cannot win without a 90% tile output rate of people coming to support the Democratic Party. This is why they were so quick to pivot and say, look, you Negroes, we did this for you. We did that for you. I've been working on a Black plan for years. Didn't Charlemagne the God ask her that? Oh, yeah, I remember. You've been working on that for a long time. Come to find out, she's been cutting and pasting, and then she puts others in there, which isn't really a Black man thing. But big shout out. I want to go to you guys because it's you guys that are talking to your family. You're talking to your friends. You've lost friends. You've lost family that have cut you off. Trust me, I've lost a lot of friends and a lot of family. But we kept talking to them. And now those of us that are awake, we are saying we've got the leverage. See, the majority, they're still asleep. And, hopefully they'll wake up. But that little 15% of us that are awake, we now have the leverage. And that's what we needed to do. And we've been talking about this for a long time. The Black church has been a joke for a very, very long time. The theatrics of it, this is why a majority of Black men do not attend church, because we know a pimp when we see one. We know a pimp when we see one. That's why Black men, in my opinion, really don't go to church the way, you would think back in the day, like we used to do it. We see a pimp the way it is. And it's so sad that when these politicians align themselves up with politicians that go against, and I don't care how you believe, God, whatever, even an atheist believes in stuff. I went to combat with a guy that was atheist. Tell me he wasn't praying with the rest of us when we went into combat. He was praying with the rest of us. So much for that atheism, that bull crap. But my point is this. We know a pimp when we see one. Why these pastors would deal with politicians that go against what is in the Bible is beyond me, and that muddles the message of the Bible up. Ralph Warnock, you cannot be a man of God and you're for deletion of babies. You cannot be a man of God and you're against family. You cannot be a man of God and you're a man of war. You can't do any of those things. That is counterproductive to the Bible. You can't be a man of God and for transgender children and all this other stuff. You can't do it. And I'm so glad, even if it's not political, people are waking up just based on that stance of their faith. So the real congratulations goes out to you guys, because we couldn't have done what we're doing without you guys out there spreading the message and trying to get this country back to the way it used to be. And one of the first things that I think that we should do, and it's a very simple thing, we need to get prayer back into the schools.
Absolutely, absolutely. South Carolina, I did not get a post that you sent me that I know of, and admittedly, I don't get a lot of posts. I do, but I don't see them, so my apologies for that. Patrice, how you doing? Says Obama has the audacity to step in the church knowing Obama, I just got that. Knowing she's pro-abortion and wars, she's supplying and funding weapons without conditions. Yep, and that's like Donovan saying, you got all these pastors who, are for that, and it's like, isn't that a direct opposition to what the Bible says, right? Our daddy, how you doing? Says one thing all Black Americans must know is we are the tie breakers. Yep. Hey, beautiful sunlight, how are you doing? Hope you are doing well this fine afternoon. Let's see. Michelle, how you doing? Says Allah, God, and our ancestors are rising up. Yep. Slowly but surely, we are doing just that. Wilbur, how you doing? He says, hallelujah. Shondo, you better quit. CJ, love you. CJ, C, how you doing? Says any pastor who is endorsing Kamala is suspicious. Yep, they getting some that they passing the plate up in there. Hey, Bernard, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And M. Shante, how you doing? Did I get to the bottom of the cultural superpower? How you doing? Says F. Kamami, Couch 2024. Yeah, there's still some people who are like, I'm not getting up off the couch. I don't care what you say, what you do. I'm not doing it. Michelle says, you're so right, Donovan. And Mad Dog, how you doing? Says the pastors are fraudulent. More Sam, how you doing? Says True Black First. Atlanta fam, don't F with Ralph Warnock. Yeah, but they F with him to the tune of getting them in there, and that and Georgia, that seat is for 6 years, right? So he's gonna be there for a minute. And sitting up in there, Martin Luther King's church, and advocating for the stuff that he advocated for. But if you know anything about Martin Luther King, you also know that he was pro eugenics as well. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Let's see here. And Carlette, he says, yes, I agree with Donovan. Bring good back to schools. I'm sorry, God back to the schools. That is our anchor. Yes, indeed. And Lene, how you doing? He says the fact that majority of blacks will vote for someone boldly said they will do nothing for you is sad. These types of blacks are largely at fault for our condition. Yeah, they're asleep and they want to stay asleep and they want everybody else to stay asleep. In fact, they mad because you don't want to stay asleep. They harass you. They block you. They, call you names. And hell, if you live with these people, they on your bumper about it. And it's like, I don't care. You can stay asleep all you want, but don't try to force me to stay asleep, right? Let's see who else came on here. Ace Thunder, how you doing? It says President Couch. Okay. Let's see. We the people, how you doing? It says vote against blue no matter who. What's up to you as well? JJ says, I saw you talking to Mike. How you doing, by the way? Let's see here. Joanne, how you doing? So the strongest person of faith was the one they threw out of the church. Okay. And Corey says, Kamala boo-boo. Raynard, how you doing? Says Demetria and Donovan, black folks where I live said if they see any black pastor, they are going to catch a beat down. Plus, some black folks don't realize if she wins, America will look like California. You know what? Unfortunately, if Kamala wins, and that's kind of the only reason why, if she wins, I'm like, okay, great, because now black people's eyes are really going to be forced open. It doesn't sound like it was enough of us, I think, but I don't think it was a lot of us this time around. Eyes were forced open. But if she wins, if she goes into that White House, she gonna make a believer out of the ones that was romping and stomping with the chucks and pearls in the churches and everywhere else. They gonna be believing, they gonna be crying, and she gonna be like, well, I told you. I wasn't doing anything for you. No, I told you. So Kamala never lied to black people. She's never done that I can think of, right? When I say lied to black people, I mean specifically, she's never said, I'm going to do something specifically for you. Even with the black man plan, that wasn't for black men. It was for black men and others. And we always know that when they include others, that rarely means black people. It always means everybody else. So Kamala has never told black people, I'm going to do something for you specifically. So if she gets in that White House on, next week, don't be mad, because she told you that. In fact, Kamala is going to double, triple, quadruple down on what she has already been doing to black folks. Mark my words.
And let me add to that. Have you guys noticed that when she was at that town hall that she lost a one-person town hall debate? She lost the debate to herself. Did you guys notice that when they asked her about reparations, she said that's something she believes that Congress should take care of? Now, remember when student debt forgiveness, what did Joe Biden say? Oh, I'm going to forgive student debt. He was absolutely right, because he has the unilateral power to forgive all federal debt. He doesn't need to go to Congress. But what did he do? He threw it to Congress so that he knew it would take time. It's a delay tactic, and it wasn't going to get through. Then he comes back to you. Well, I tried, or it's Congress. He has the unit. He doesn't have to go to Congress to forgive student debt. So all of us that voted for these people based on your student debt needs, this is the game they play. If she gets in there, the first thing that she's going to say when she can't pass anything, well, it's Congress. It's Congress. Well, did you go to Congress for the Dreamers Act? Did you go to Congress for the LGBTQ? Did you go to Congress when it came to illegal immigration? You seem to have all of the power to shut the border down without Congress, but now you're telling everybody who isn't fairly smart to do their research, if the president could use executive orders and close a border, why do you need Congress when you can do it yourself? But see how these games that they play? So if she gets in there, it's going to be a bunch of word salad and a bunch of excuses to why Black people specifically won't get anything, but everybody else will. And again, we are waking up, and big ups to you guys that ain't out there shouting and protesting for the Jews or the Palestinians or the Hispanics or the Asians. We got our own problems. They got their problems. We got our own problems. And, we don't need you guys big upping their issues when it comes down to it. I never see them big upping us when we say we want reparations. How many Hispanic people do you see out there with this? I'm talking about Hispanic leaders out there saying, yeah, give them their due. How many Asians do you see doing that? You don't see none of it. But you always see Black men, and especially the women, out there big upping other people's issues. We've had enough.
Absolutely. And Thunder says, has anyone else noticed that they haven't put out the early voting results yet this year? Does anyone else find this odd? Well, I know that the other day they said there's about 18 million people voted early so far, and that was a couple of days ago, so I'd imagine it's more now. But those are the only results that I have seen. Whether they're saying who they're for or not, I personally haven't seen it. I don't know if they're putting it out there, but yeah, I haven't seen that yet. All right, so let's see who else is on here. Okay. I think I'm catching up. Patricia says, I'm attempting to discern Kamala's freedom of choice. Maybe people did not have freedom of choice during the pandemic inoculation. Biden-Harris mandates 2021. Many people were terminated from their jobs because they refused to be inoculated during the pandemic. Yep. And we have, I think it's Rain that's on here. She hasn't worked, I think she said, in 3 years because she refused to do it, right? Brother Reggie said, I know it's hard to flip New York red, but man, y'all see that sold out Trump rally at Madison Square Garden. Yeah, right. I've seen quite a few of them. But you never know, right? So let's see here. FME says, facts, Donovan, that's why we don't care about brown issues. And Marcella says, Trump did listen to Ice Cube, at least I think he meant Trump did listen to Ice Cube. Biden said they would meet with Ice Cube after they got in office. They have not. Yeah, and they never planned to, right? Avenge the Ancestors, how you doing? Yes, indeed. Glad to see you here. Kenan, how are you? Says, I wish Black people just listen to Kamala will not do nothing for us Black Americans. Facts. Yeah, she said it. I mean, I don't even know why people keep on trying to act like she didn't, because she did. Diane, how you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Well, Demetra, I got a question for you.
Let me get these comments down real quick.
It ain't gonna happen, but go ahead.
Yeah. Let's see. Raven, did I say hello to you? Not how you doing? I think you was talking about your hemorrhoids. So I think it is. It says not only California, but Black people nationwide will be in trouble. You crazy. Kama Sutra. Wow. We'll open the borders wider than Grand Canyon. Black folks want to get action, won't get action at resources. All right, let's see here. Who else came on here? I got to the bottom. Okay, so what's your question?
My question is this. You were just in California. Could you give us an update on what you've seen in California and some of the changes that you noticed?
Yeah, I'm in California, I would say probably every 3 months or so. And it seemed like every time I go there, it looks different, right? This time I didn't see that many of us at all. Here and there, although we know that California has less than 6% Black people, but I didn't see that many of us. I didn't even see that many white people, except for I think when I went to the beach area there, over there. But yes, it's mostly Hispanic. But California is close to Mexico, so that's not unusual. But we know that, especially California, being a Democrat state, sanctuary, I wouldn't even say sanctuary city, sanctuary state, right? We know that they welcome the open borders and let everybody in and are willing to take care of migrants that aren't supposed to be over there while they tell Black people no. So, Donovan, you said best, if, the way California goes or the rest of the nation is going to go that way as well. Of course, you know that Kamala Harris is from California, did all of her politicking, if you will, in California, right? And she's gone on record saying that she wants to do some of the things that she's done in California on a federal level. And in fact, we're seeing her and Biden do it. It's not totally her administration yet if she wins, but we're seeing her and Biden do those things, right? We've seen the nation being inundated with illegal immigration. And I think at the end of the day, the polls are close, because regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, people are like, we cannot suspend our disbelief, right? We see what we see. We see legal immigration over here, and it is harming not just Black people, although it harms us the most, but it's harming everybody. I was looking at real estate out there briefly when I was in California, and the median price of a house is about $750,000, $800,000. And I'm not talking about no monstrosity I'm not talking about an estate. I'm talking about a house with 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, sometimes 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. I'm like, this is insane. Who can live out here? Which is why you're seeing a lot of Black people leave. Now there's more Black people in the South than anywhere else, because it's either the cost of living is better here, but you're not going to make it in California without working 100 jobs, because what they do is they do take care of the migrants. But remember, for those y'all, especially you live in California, those Black assembly people, what they did to Black people, they straight up shanked Black people in the back by not even taking a reparations vote to the floor. So will some of those people get back in office? Yeah, they might. But God damn it, if it's one person don't go in office, then we as Black people have done our job, and we are doing our job. But don't think that it's going to be anything different on a federal level, as Donovan said, as it is in California. It's going to be that and then some.
California is Democratic policy. What they've done here is the blueprint of Democratic policy across the nation. They gentrified Black people out to where there's almost no Black people here anymore. It's less than 6% and counting. Black people are leaving here every day. Listen to what Demetra just said. A median house in California is about $800,000. So you mean to tell me just owning a home in California makes you technically a millionaire? You are technically a millionaire to be here. So where we're at now, this is the policy. If we can't get reparations with a supermajority Democratic California Assembly, how are you going to get it with the same people in the National Congress? And most of those people who don't want us to have reparations are mostly Democrats. Think about that. That is the policy.
Hey, Larry, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. How is the book coming along? He's writing a new book. I cannot wait to get it. So anyway, yeah. Our brother Reggie says Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. So those are considered swing states. Let's see here. And Buckhorse, she says, you're preparing your dinner. What you cooking? I want to know. Patricia says some Arab and Muslim religious leaders endorsed Trump last night at a Michigan campaign rally. Yep, I saw it. But, they're more or less like on the strength of what she's got going on there in the Middle East. We cannot vote for her. I mean, those are our people who are being, butchered wholesale with the stamps of the USA on those weapons over there. So they're standing on business. They're standing on principle. Like, now she ain't going to get her vote, even if we got to vote for Donald Trump, who a lot of people have deemed to be the devil. Hey, listen, that's on you if you deem that to be the case. But there's a lot of people, and when I was in California, I was having these conversations with people. What about Trump? What is Trump doing for Black people? I said, we don't care at this point. A lot of us and when I say us, I'm saying Black people that are voting for Trump, a lot of it is a protest vote. It's 2 middle fingers to the Democratic Party because they've been showing us their ass for over 90 years. That's what that is. Now, there's some people who are like, I like Donald Trump. I like his policies. I'm going to vote for him. And guess what? That's their business. And it's not up to you, whoever you are, you know who I'm talking about. It's not up to you to try to chastise and castigate somebody because they want to vote for Trump. You go into the booth and you get 1 vote. You don't get to tell people what to do. You don't get to jump in and out of the comment sections, harassing them and bullying them because they don't vote the way you want them to vote. Don't be mad at them. Be mad at your mama. But as I say, I don't care what you say about me. What you going to do about it? Nothing.
Yeah, if you guys go to Demetra's Facebook page, I put a video up about a day or so ago, and it had to do with this lady who she was a neighbor in the neighborhood, and she went to her neighbor and like on the ring bell, and this woman was MAGA blue. She was MAGA blue, and I'm showing you how crazy people are. both sides. You got some extreme MAGA red, as we know. We've been dealing with MAGA for a long time, MAGA red, but now it's showing MAGA blue. And this lady went to this lady's door and was like, I can't believe you're voting for this man who's so immoral, immoral, immoral. Okay, Donald Trump cheated on his wife. Didn't Kamala Harris run around with the married man in the open public? So immoral is irrelevant, really, at this point, because we have two crappy candidates. And at the end of the day, through everything that was said, what the lady was telling her, it's a short video, she ended it with an FU, because the lady was like, yeah, this is what I think, and that's how it is. But that's how extreme MAGA blue Democrats have gotten. And the sad thing is they do not see themselves as MAGA red, but they're acting no different. You're acting deranged to where, like, how dare you? You how dare you think for yourself? How dare you leave the plantation? And it's sad. It is really, really sad. But if you guys get a chance, go to Demetra's Facebook page and check out that video that I posted up there.
Absolutely. TW, how you doing? It says, hey guys, question for Donovan. How would a female president be received amongst Middle East leaders since they have very old school views of women?
Well, it's not old school. It's not old school views of women. See, what we got to understand in America, and this is why I wish more Americans would travel, because we are very ignorant as Americans. We think the world is like America, and it's not. Outside of the United States and most Western countries that are like United States, like Britain and France and stuff like that, the patriarchy is very strong. The patriarchy is strong. In most Latin American countries, the patriarchy is strong. Yes, they have women leaders, but the women know their traditional role. You could be a strong woman, but they know their traditional roles, right? In the Middle East, when they don't respect women when it comes to positions of leadership, in the Middle East, because of their culture, it isn't our culture, it's their culture. Women could only occupy certain roles, and that's just how it is. And when they see a woman as a leader, it's a sign of weakness. It's a very, very sign of weakness. And then if you ask yourself, look at Kamala, could she please wear a dress every now and then? I'm tired. I really do think sometimes a person's appearance does matter in how you present yourself. I don't mind her doing what she does, but could she wear a dress every now and then? Those pantsuits, it's just like Hillary. When Hillary was wearing them, that's the turnoff to a lot of guys. And we're not saying she got to wear a mini skirt, but if you're a woman, just dress like a woman. We don't want to see you in a pantsuit all the time. So, but always remember, you guys, outside of the United States, the patriarchy is very strong. There was an incident in Africa where an American woman went over there and she married an African dude or something. She was doing something with this African dude. She had married an African dude and moved to Africa. And I guess he put his paws on her. She goes to the police to report it. The first thing the police say, what did you do to make him put his hands on you like that, to check you like that? The patriarchy is very strong overseas, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, Kuba, how you doing? Thank you so much for the donation. Love it. Appreciate you for that. I've heard the criticism about Kamala's pantsuit. That doesn't really bother me. I mean, she's working. She's wearing a pantsuit. She's dressed, for the occasion, I'd imagine. Her walking around in a dress, heels. I don't know. I agree with how she dresses, because I don't want you focusing on nothing else that I got going on. My booty, my boobs, nothing. You need to focus on what I'm saying, which ain't much. Okay. And she say, let's be clear, usually leads to confusion. However, I'm just saying, the way she dressed, I think it's appropriate, because next thing she show up with a dress that's showing the curves, and then it just changes the conversation. Unfortunately, for women that are in a position of power, they have to kind of dress like that to keep the conversation from the neck up, so that the suit don't bother me, because is she running to turn you on, or is she running, supposed to be, right, to do something for the country? So I think that's kind of why I don't have a problem with the pantsuit. Anyway, Queen Adaya, how you doing? Says Shalom, Sister Demetra. And Donovan, the prices in California are ridiculous. The housing market is overpriced. Hollyweird has set the financial precedence for Hollyweird. Wake up, freedom to choose. Yeah. California is done. I saw a lot of y'all, talk about that. Like, let them have it, right? Lady Diana, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And Kenneth Lomax, how you doing? We love you as well. All Taria, how you doing? Says, I hope she's ready to cover her face and her head to go to Saudi Arabia. Oh Lord. Well, you know, it remains to be seen.
Yeah, well, actually, no. For the 3 years that she was vice president, she's been vice president. Have you guys noticed they will not send her to the Middle East because that isn't the representation you want. And then again, they also know she isn't very good at interviews and interacting like that. So they're not going to send her. She has not been to the Middle East in the whole 3.5 years because, number one, the culture there doesn't respect women. Doesn't respect the women in the respect of our value system. And number two, she is not very good at her job.
Aaron, how you doing? So this election just showed how much the Democratic Party feels their own. They own our vote, rather. I'm sorry. He says when they have done nothing for Black people, not people of color, Black people, while we vote blue, people of color, not Black benefits. Absolutely. And we've been warned from Dr. Claude Anderson and a whole host of other people. Stop calling yourself people of color, minorities, because that means everybody else but you. That's what it means. Christina, how you doing? Says the Hillary $30,000 pantsuits are not a flex. Cam. Again, like I said, I don't have a problem with it. I get why she does it. It's done so that people stay focused. It's the same reason why old school pastors. In fact, my pastor. Hold on a second. My pastor that's passed away. He made a good point. He says, I wear a robe in this pulpit because I don't want you focusing on what I got on. And that's why the choir wears robes, because I don't need you focusing on nobody's body parts and their movements and nothing like that. Let's keep the conversation up here. Let's keep the conversation on God and all that other stuff. So I absolutely do not have a problem with Kamala protecting her space, because what's under her suit, whether she's wearing a suit or a dress. And, this is not even about politics or whatever. It's about her having the right to wear what she wants to wear so she can get the job done. But to assert that she needs to be wearing a dress and heels and all that other stuff, I just think that's kind of where it gets a little silly.
Well, that's an opinion, but I'm telling you as a man, it'd be nice, to see her looking like a female sometimes. But in regards to God, you made me lose my train of thought. I had a good one coming back at you, but it'll come to me. But go ahead, senior moment.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to die on the heel of the pantsuit, but what does her attire have to do anything with what she's wearing? Trust me, I'm not trying to defend Kamala Harris, but I don't want to be one of those people that just, like nitpicking on any and everything. Pantsuit has nothing to do with her femininity at all. I could tell she's a woman. I don't see her wearing a Kelly Rowland suit or nothing like that, but she's doing a job. You go into a bank, you see a bank manager who may be a woman in a suit or whatever the case is. I don't even look at Kamala Harris and say, she should put on some heels in a dress, a cocktail dress while she's up there. I don't even see her like that,
Sure, but you're coming from the aspect of being a woman. Men do like to see women looking like women from time to time. I'm not saying she has to, has to do it all the time. I'm just giving you my opinion on that. But I want you guys to also remember, she comes from a middle-class family. Her mother saved up to get her a house. She's wearing $3,000 pantsuits and stuff like this. And again, if both your parents are PhDs, you're not middle class. She's never been. And Candace Owens has already debunked the fact that her family was paid off by the Jamaican government for all the slaves that they had in Jamaica. So she does come from wealth. But this woman is lying and lying. It's just the constant lies. I really wish she would be who she is and just be straight up with it and let the people decide.
Absolutely. IUIC, how you doing? It says people talk bad about her no matter what she wears. Yeah, so with that, whether I can't tell you that's true or not, I just think for me, that's not one of the things that I care about, what she's wearing. I have wondered what she looked like with some red lipstick on. But, I don't think that makes her less feminine or womanly or anything like that at all. Gwen, how you doing? Says she wears nothing but pantsuits, never had any children, and trying to take other women's husbands. She's a mess. Neighborhood watch. How you doing? Says Kamala needs to show some leg or get back in the kitchen. You better stop it, y'all. Wild.
It'll get her some votes. It'll get her some votes, unfortunately.
It might, but like I said, I'm a little bit more cerebral when it comes to politics, not people showing a little leg or, stilettos. Andre says, if you prefer tax cuts as the way the economic growth versus raising taxes on the wealthy and corporations, then vote GOP. That's what a lot of people are saying. Let's see. Patricia says, in regards to Kamala policies, how can these policies pass the possibilities of a Republican state and how a Senate and House rather? Good question. The messenger, you says Michelle wore dresses. Yeah, but Michelle wasn't the president. She's the first lady. The first ladies, they wear dresses, and show a little shoulder every once in a while.
Ain't nothing wrong with a pantsuit. She still looks good. That way we don't have to focus on her body and stuff. She could just wear something else. No, anyway, go ahead.
I mean, understand, don't worry about my body. It ain't your business.
Yeah. Real quick, Ali Davis says, when you vote, make sure it doesn't change to someone else's. Yes. But matter of fact, if you're registered to vote and you put a thing in there, there's you can track your vote to make sure they got it. Every state might be different, but I know in California, you can track your vote to make sure it made it and it was counted. So if you guys have that feature, I would strongly recommend that you guys, make sure when you cast your vote that you can track it, it is counted, and it is where it's supposed to be.
Yes, indeed. Savvy Sojo, how you doing? It says, why does Kamala pander to, why doesn't she rather pander to the South Indian and Asian American communities? Yeah, they're perfectly divided, right? Whether they want to vote for her, Trump, or somebody else, whether they're going to vote or not, but they don't get the heat that Black people get, because Black people, we are the deciding vote still. They still need the Black vote. If you don't got the Black vote as far as a Democrat, then yeah, you pretty much washed up. So that's why they don't do it to the Indians or anybody else, right? More threads. How you doing? Thank you. Love and appreciate you. Says, hey, I don't care what celebrities Kamala brings out. Celebrities do not pay any of our higher bills or groceries. He says, we can't escape daily reality. I did early voting and many Blacks not voting blue. That's true. And as I say too, and we've all said, there's a lot of Black people who just ain't saying who they voting for. Whether they vote for Trump or Jill Stein or whatever, because it ain't your business, right? I don't have to tell you, because if I do tell you, why are you doing that? Why you ain't voting for the Democrats? You got to go through all that and see me. I'll just give you the short version of mind your business. I don't answer to you. Okay, I don't answer to you at all. That's just me, right? TT, how you doing? Says exactly. Well said and on point. Okay. And let's see who else came on here. Daryl says, when Margaret Thatcher went to the Middle East, those Arabs had to show respect. They rolled out the red carpet. Yeah, I don't know. It remains to be seen, really. If she, wins the presidency, then we may see how that works, right? All right, Sebastian, how are you? Says, wasn't she Hindu? I think she still is, partially or something like that. Shorts, how you doing? Says, cosplaying, who is the preacher? Said, who in the hell left the gate open? And let Kamala walk right in. Miss D, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Chicago News, how you doing? Says, Kamala wore a skirt when she was with Montel Williams. Y'all, wow, dude. And she was doing a different function, right? You got your little man or whatever. Yeah, you want to show him a little leg every once in a while, but I don't know. Not like I said, I'm not necessarily trying to defend Kamala, but I just think sometimes it's like, okay. Brother Reggie says, Nancy Mace, the white woman that Michael Eric Dyson was crushing on, always wear skirts and be showing cleavage, but I digress. Yeah, but she's not running to be the president, right? You're in front of the world, speaking to people. I'm the same way. I don't want to be dressed down to where people could see any and everything when I'm trying to accomplish something, right? You don't want that to be the focus of conversation. Damn, look at her legs, look at her butt, look at her boobs. It's like, man, focus here. That's equivalent of a woman going on a date with all of her breasts on the table. I ain't talking about the ones that they served her, but the breasts on the table, and then mad that, he keep looking at her breasts. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. You just keep looking. Well, you came with them all out on the table. You didn't come with them covered up so we can have a conversation above your neck. So that's kind of the same thing. And to me, I don't even know why that's hard to understand. Like, you're not here to be looking at what's under my clothes.
Dimitri, you're really showing your age. You got a 1950s mentality. As you know, the 304 uniform in today's world is the standard uniform of young ladies running around today, at least here in California. I
don't know what women y'all hanging around. Y'all might need to change y'all association, but that is not the standard uniform of women today. It's just maybe just the women y'all hanging out with, but I don't know.
Even the women our age and older are still trying to compete with the younger girls. I mean, it's just a fact.
Yeah, you stay about the VFW, sir. Star Child says, have you guys seen a little black girl imitating Kamala? It's so funny. Yes, I have. I've seen quite a few people, and they got her spot on. Eric, how you doing? Says, actually, she is being who she is. I don't care what she wears. Doesn't change who she is. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's kind of the conversation is like, okay, now I think we're being a little bit too nitpickish, if you will. Facts not feeling. How you doing? Says peace and love, family. The world changed. Kamala, Obama, Clintons, they all know time is up for the West. BRICS Plus just dropped the new currency and is monetary settlement system to bypass the West. Yes, I was following that for a while, but I stopped following it. But I want to get back into it because I like how you put BRICS Plus because there's so many other nations that joined on. Who else came on here? Lady Blue, how you doing? Double A, what's going on? She says, nobody want to see her 60-year-old legs. You crazy. Samuel C, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Catherine Davis, how you doing? Says, how can I track my vote? I know, like, if you mail it in, they'll tell you that they received it. But the other way, I don't quote me. Maybe Donovan knows.
Yeah, every state is different, I'm very sure. But go to the website of your registrar, and they probably have a mechanism or something there where it'll tell you how to track it. If not, go to the registrar, call the registrar, and say, "Hey, I want to track my vote." Some states don't have it. If you're from Mississippi or a state like that, that's kind of slow in the technology department. They might not have it, but I know California, we can track our vote. And a lot of states do it now because you guys ever go in the store as an older person and they go, "Oh, you can get that online. You can go online to do that," but you're right in front of them and you're like, "Well, I want to do this." "Oh, you can go online to do that." "No, I want you to do your job right now." So yeah, just go online. I hate to have to say that, but go online in your state to the registrar's webpage, and it's probably there somewhere if your state has it.
Brother Jesse is on the ballot in Colorado. So y'all do check that out if you're in Colorado. And let's see here. Christina, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. He says your vote has been received and counted in California. Yes, they do let you know that your vote was received. So I think that's pretty cool. Everybody says they like the dog. Only Pamela's Way. How you doing? Hope you're doing well today. Frank, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else is on here. I want to make sure that I say hello to everybody at least once. Let's see. Diane says, I would like to see her out of the White House and back home with her husband. Right. Then she can wear whatever she want to wear, right?
I got a question for you guys in the chat. And just give me your opinion because I'm reading the chat. Give me your opinion. If Kamala Harris does not win, do you guys think this is the last we will see of Miss Harris? Or do you think she might come back in 2028 or 2032?
That's a good question. We'll wait and see what they got to say. Marlon, how you doing? Says, give me that puppy. So they want your puppy. Let's see. Still, he says,
he loved Demetra. Wasn't he looking on your legs or something like that?
Yeah, he laid down on the floor next to us and he fell asleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He wasn't nibbling on you, was he?
Yeah,
he was nibbling on your hand. Or no, that was Deanna.
Yeah. He tried to. And I was like, sound. Still says, what have the Democrats done to make us vote for them? Nothing. Nothing in the last 90 plus years have they done anything for Black people. And Black people run around here losing their mind, crashing out for Kamala, mad at everybody else who do not want to vote for her. But I mean, like I said, I always tell people, you ain't got to listen to me. Just go do your own research. What have the Democrats done for Black people specifically? And that is nothing. Now, I've heard the argument within the last week and beyond that, why do they have to do anything for Black people specifically? Because it's like they do everything for everybody else specifically, and other people never have to ask, they don't have to beg, they don't have to get on their knees, they don't have to, when we fight, we win, they don't have to hope and change, keep hope alive. They ain't got to do it. We shall overcome. They ain't got to do none of that. All they got to do is say, I'm here, help. And they say, okay, bet. Go here, go there, go here, go there. I've talked to people who know people who have come over here and gotten everything they need. They got pointed to the direction of where they need to go. And nobody told them no. Nobody says, well, you ain't supposed to be over here. Well, you just need to just wait and see and go vote and keep. Nobody told them that. But Black people get told that, and we've been getting told that, and we're getting told that right now. Then we got Beyonce, her mama, Kelly, and Tyler, everybody else telling the rest of us commoners what we should go do. Beyonce, her mama, and nobody else will ever have the problems that we have. But yet they sit up there as the gatekeepers to Black people for whatever reason, think that, oh, well, we need to go show. We ain't got to show up for, I almost said the S word, but we don't have to show up for Kamala, because Kamala and none of her counterpoints, parts in the Democratic Party has showed up for Black people. For me, it gets just a little bit frustrating, because it's like some of y'all that, be asking me these questions that just over and over again, is like, at this point, you just don't want to understand. And I think your objective is to change my mind. And I keep telling you ain't gonna never change my mind. You're not. As I said, y'all saw I bumped into Sheree Peoples last week. And I said, she's one of my number one reasons why I want to do it. Because Kamala lied about harming her, locking her up, and affecting her life. Even to this day, Kamala says she did not do that, but she did do that. So Kamala's a liar. They all lie. But for y'all that think Kamala got a halo over her head and wings on her back, she's a liar. She lies on people to get where she wants to go. And it's as simple as a Google search. It wasn't the crazy part, but you know what? She know a lot of y'all, not y'all, but them over there, y'all ain't gonna go look, because y'all think her mouth is a prayer book. Y'all gonna take everything she says and believe it, and just believe everything she says. When you can go look and see Sheree Peoples being perp walked at 6-something in the morning with handcuffs on her back for something Kamala did.
I just want to add this real quick. It's really depressing to me when you do bring them that question, what has the Democratic Party done? Oh, the Democratic Party got us the civil rights bill, whatever deal is. Wrong. That is wrong. They did not get us the civil rights bill. It was the Republican Party that voted to put the civil rights bill, that passed the civil rights bill so that Lyndon Johnson could sign it into law. The Democrats, the Dixiecrats, fought the civil rights bill. As a matter of fact, Lyndon Johnson, when he was the leader of the Senate, he upheld the civil rights bill for over 10 years because it was initially initiated by Eisenhower. But it took the Republicans to pass the bill overwhelmingly, because remember, that's when the filibuster became a thing. And Strom Thurmond and his good old boys, Eastland, and all these guys talked for a record number of times to not take a vote, but it took the Republicans to do it, but they don't get any credit for that. We get credit, we give credit to the Democratic Party, and it's Stockholm syndrome. When all you got to do is you could Google search it and go to the White House .org or whatever it is, and you can get the resolution and get the vote count. It was the Republicans that passed the legislation to give us civil rights and voting rights. The Democrats didn't want to do it. If you're from the South, like I was born in the South, a lot of us are from the South. Who were the people that were fighting civil rights? It wasn't Republicans, it was Democrats. And it's just so sad when these people that are supposed to be. That's why I'm kind of embarrassed when I see all of these HBCU graduates. Like I said, Spike Lee came out. This is a Morehouse man, a man that made some very pivotal movies to our youth and stuff. And he's talking about Kamala's Black, and it's like, because she went to a fraternity, because she went to a Black school. I'm like, this man went to Morehouse. He's got to be smarter than that. And then when we talk about these other groups, these tethered groups, how many of you guys know the Emmett Till bill, which is a bill that really has no teeth for us? Tethered to that bill was LGBTQ rights, was put to that in addition to. So if you go read that, it has to do with LGBTQ plus trans, whatever, rights to it. Why is it that all these other groups, for legislation that's supposed to be for us, they benefit more, and the legislation is written specifically for them, but it's disguised as a beard for us? Go look that stuff up.
Absolutely. And they know that we won't. So that's why they pass it off, and then the Democrat shields, they run around talking about, oh, it's the James Byrd, Matthew Shepard bill. But you're right. They tie stuff onto our stuff. So you always got to look at specifics, right? And Edgy, also thank you for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. And Morris Sanders says, I really have a feeling that Obama has something on some of these elites. You think so? I've been seeing that conversation. I don't know how true that is. And I see a lot of y'all saying that y'all think Kamala will go away. I think so too, because I don't think that we heard rumblings of the Democrat Party wanting to replace her when Biden was going to run again, right? They wanted to replace the bottom of the ticket, which she is, with another vice president, but they went against that idea because she has some very, 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 very low popularity numbers. So I don't think that they would back her again. I just think she was just there, right? Brother Reggie. Pamela says, I ain't waiting on nothing and anyone who says that they need to be told to get out of our face. Brother Reggie says, Tulsi Gabbard leaving the Dems. Yes, she left. She's now Republican. It was a major blow to that party. Now she's a Republican. But let's be honest. Tulsi was already, I mean, she walked and talked as a Republican anyway. I just think she kind of, changed her title. Mean Gee, how you doing? Says, no, we will never see her again. I totally agree. I think she's going to leave. Lady Blue says, every time I hear Kamala speak, it reminds me of someone giving a presentation in a class that they really didn't prepare for. It shows she's really not prepared. Yeah, and I don't know if y'all watched that CNN town hall with Anderson Cooper. It was just... Yeah.
Was she for the wall? Wait, first she's against the wall, and at the end of it, she was for the wall. I was totally confused. It was crazy. What Donald Trump building the wall, it was crazy. It was stupid. It was vain of him to do it. But now you have $650 million allocated to continue to build the wall.
Then he asked about fracking. It was all over the place. It's like you totally, against it. Now you're for it. It's like, what do we even know what her stance is now? I don't know.
I've been trying to be objective and giving her a chance to explain her change in policies and what her policy is straight out. People keep forgetting we've already had 4 years of Donald Trump. If he was going to do anything, remember, because in the first 2 years of Donald Trump's presidency, he had the House and he had the Senate. If he was going to put Black people in slavery, he would have done it then. If he was going to do whatever these scare tactics they keep trying to talk about, the 2025 plan and all that stuff, he would have done it in the first 2 years of his term. Didn't do any of that. It's crazy when you ask people just to be objective and they can't do it. They're just blue, no matter what, blue.
Yep, so true. This says Black people in West Philly, and it's obvious, so obvious what they are doing disrespectful to Black people, bringing in all the entertainers who are really could give two craps about Philly. Yeah, they think that they, and I guess maybe at one point in time they were influential, and people would say, oh, well, Beyonce's going to do it, so I'm going to do it. Beyonce walks into a Mega Million mansion, does not have the worries that you do. She could turn the lights on. In fact, Beyonce doesn't even turn her own lights on. But you are wondering and wishing and hoping and praying and fighting when you win, that if you turn your lights on, that they're going to pop on, right? So Beyonce don't have the set of problems that you have. And I think, too, with a lot of the celebrities coming out, it's actually backfiring because people are getting pissed off. They're like, oh, my God, I don't visit your page or your platform, any of that, to hear you tell me what to do politically. I come here so you can sing, tap dance, whatever it is you do. And so it's actually having the opposite effect. And I'm like, whoever is running Kamala's campaign, they are not reading the tea leaves. You're not putting your finger in the water or your thermometer and saying, okay, this is the temperature. We need to adjust this way or that way. They just keep ramming it. And people are like, oh my God, I don't want to hear that from you. I don't look to you to tell me how to vote. Because if you're going to tell me how to vote, then MFR, I cleaned it up. I need you to drop some money in my bank account when I'm paying these bills too, because don't just get some, take some of telling me what to do. I want you to take full responsibility of my life. I want you to pay some bills. I want you to show up at my door. Matter of fact, you ain't got to show up. You can, do an Instacart, DoorDash, or whatever it is. DoorDash me, Instacart me some groceries. You can send me a gas card. You can do all of that since you want to tell me how to vote. But if you're not going to do none of that, shut the hell up. Sincerely.
I mean, it's really messed up in the fact that, you guys got to understand why these celebrities are coming out. There's two reasons I believe why these celebrities are coming out. And let me know in the chat if you guys agree with me or you don't. Demetri's definitely going to let me know if she disagrees with me. But you guys let me know if you guys agree with me or disagree with me. Number one, a lot of those celebrities allegedly are on those Diddy tapes, and they've got something on these people to come out. Number two, all of that money that was raised, it is estimated that $1 billion has been spent in the Kamala Harris campaign so far. And allegedly, it's neck and neck. She should be way ahead than where she's at. But remember, when Biden was running, there was over $300 million that he had already in his campaign war chest. They've got to spend that money. So when I look at these entertainers, it's no surprise they're getting paid. You cannot tell me, why would an entertainer, let's say Beyonce or Michael Jackson, whatever entertainer it is, not all of your fans are Democrats. Not all of them are Republicans. Why would I, as an entertainer, want to split my fan base? Some of these people are now going to be pissed off because these entertainers have gone one way or the other when they should have stayed neutral. If you're going to go to the event and entertain and get that money, no problem. Go ahead and do that. You're an entertainer. Go ahead and do it. Pop that coochie, whatever. But to actually endorse a person, I think what Taylor Swift, they said she lost like 12 million followers just based on the fact that, she, I guess, allegedly endorsed Kamala Harris or whatever she did. Just like that on Twitter or whatever the deal is. I heard she's got like 1 billion followers or something like that, whatever. But she lost a lot of followers. And so I think those are the two main reasons. Either these stars are trying to get on the good side of Kamala in case allegedly these tapes come out, or, the law enforcement, whatever. Because Leonardo DiCaprio, I saw just before we came on air, he was at a Diddy party, or was one of the main ones. Like, there's a video going out where he's actually talking to Diddy, and he had asked Diddy who's number one on the list, and Diddy was like Leonardo DiCaprio, and they were talking to each other. So I don't know how that goes, but there's a link somewhere between these people that Kamala are asking to endorse her, and these people allegedly have ties to P. Diddy. What do you think?
I think it's unfounded. I don't know. Y'all know how I feel. I don't like to further things I have no proof of. I think a lot of it is speculation. I don't know, if they have ties to people on those Diddy tapes or whatever, they may or they may not, but there's no proof that they do, that Kamala or Biden or they're working from a list of, okay, let's see who we can get to come, show up. Oh, yes, they're on the Diddy tape. There's no proof of that. So I just don't speak on those type of things. But Andre, he says, who raises more scholarships for kids in our communities than D9 organization? Wait. Well, if what you're saying is true, great on them. And I'm glad that they're doing that. But because they raise more money for Black children, does not mean they get to tell us who the hell to vote for. Because you're saying on one hand, and maybe I'm going too far, but they are raising all this money for scholarships, but they can continue to tell Black people to show up for more. Nothing politically. Like, we got to stop mixing nonsense. That's great that they do that for kids, but that don't mean we got to listen to them. It's admirable. People who do admirable things, they also make bad decisions sometimes, right? There's no absolutes. Because you raise a lot of money for Black kids in our community don't mean you get to tell us who to vote for. You don't get the right to do that.
To abuse them.
Well, whatever, and the facts speaks for themselves. I think that's a legal term. The facts speaks for themselves, okay? The Democrat Party has participated in the benign neglect of Black people. They know that they're doing it. They work from a playbook. They do not do anything for Black people specifically, while they do specifically for everybody else. But yet the D9, for those of y'all who don't know, that's the Divine Nine, the Black sororities and fraternities from these HBCUs. They don't get to tell us what to do. We're not listening to them. Them being your Rollins, your Joys, your Vans, and all these other, boule class of people. Great. That is your strong suit right there. Raising money for children to go to colleges or whatever the case is, but you telling Black people what to do, how to move, what to eat, how to sleep, who to vote for, those days are over. We're not listening to you no more because, as I said, with all them fancy degrees you got, you're still making bad decisions and you want us to make it with you too. And guess what, boo-boo? I got fancy degrees. Donovan got more fancy degrees than probably all of us put together. But that doesn't mean he should tell you who to vote for. Does that mean he should tell you what to eat, when to eat, who to be? Does that mean he get to dictate your life? Hell no.
I think I should, but go ahead.
Right. Well, you know, I guess. Green, how you doing? Quick, you say my nightmare, Trump wins, but Vance ends up as his replacement. You know, I don't mind the Vance presidency. I think he was more articulate than all of them up there. That doesn't bother me. That would be less frightening than what we have. And I said that when they were debating him and Walz, that I think they should have been at the top of the ticket. I got you, Donovan. Alton, he said, I think, how you doing? He said, I think Doug will leave her. She loses married only 10 years. She was and is a ladder for the Zionists to get in the White House. A CNN CEO introduced them. Whether that's true or not, it all remains to be seen. Andre, how you doing? Christopher Williams, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. Sue Bowman, how you doing? Says hello from Portugal. So this is the best channel. Well, thank you. Says thank you for sharing facts. Kamala is fake. She is. Arson, how you doing? Says good evening, everybody. How are you, D&D? We are well. We had a nice week. And how about yourself? James said, so you're talking to Andre and Yekuba. He says the thing I feel about successful people is take money to the, so he's basically saying they're taking money to lie to our people. Oh yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Let's see. Mr. South Carolina Bread, he says y'all should take at yourself. Facts. Do y'all know that those are some Dixiecrat white supremacists, white nationalists joined and now allied themselves with the Republican Party? Yeah, but why? Study history. Stop going along with the talking points. Study history. Why are they now with the Republican Party? It's because the Democrats or the Dixiecrats did not like LBJ's policies that he was including black people, allegedly so-called, right? They didn't like that. So they said, you guys, as a Democratic Party that we know it, you guys hate black people. You guys are no longer out loud saying you hate black people. So now we're going to go join the Republican Party. That is the Southern switch. That's how that happened. So that does not make the Democratic Party less racist than the Republicans or vice versa. They're both racist, if that helps you. LJSC, how you doing? Says, who is old boy always disrespecting seniors by putting them all in the same boat? He is the one referring to himself as a black brainer, a short, bald, cultural appropriator. Well, I just think this. Listen, I'm one of those people. I do not think it's all the baby boomers, because we got a lot of baby boomers on here that follow us, older people, and they are not with stuff, right? They are not with the Democratic plantation or any of that stuff. So I'm one of those people. I do not deal in absolutes. But yeah, I'm gonna stay out of the whole Yul Brynner conversation. Let's see. Who else is on here? Did not say hello to? Eric, he says, laugh out loud, way Demetria, her campaign manager is Spanish speaking. Yeah, y'all heard about how she was giving all that money to white firms and other firms, but not black political firms. And then even the NAACP was like, wait a minute, you got all that campaign money, you raise all these millions of dollars and over $1 billion now, and you're not giving no love to black political firms to help get your message out, what's really going on. It's like, shut up. Because you knew Kamala said I wasn't going to do nothing for you specifically. You knew that, but yet you still whined and cried and wanted her to be the, the nominee and all this other stuff. And now she's neglecting you in your face. Now you crying about it. What you think she's going to do in 4 years if she's elected? What you think if she's showing her behind now to black folks now, what you think she's going to do in 4 years? Like, these are supposed to be the smartest amongst us, Donovan. There's the Boule class is supposed to be the smartest.
Yeah, it's supposed to be our top HBCU grads. This is supposed to be the top folks, and these people are dumb as rocks. I'm embarrassed. But the thing is, though, Demetria, and the men that are listening to me right now, we got to protect her. We got to protect the sister. We got to protect her. That's it. That's all.
As I have said, and how you doing? Our bitch they winning. I like that name. That's funny. She lay next to Dougie Doug, a whole white man that got more power with his people in one pinky than we do collectively. Why do y'all need to show up and protect her? Do y'all think that Dougie Doug is going to allow y'all to do that? What are you going to do? Somebody says, Kamala, your mama, what you going to do? You're going to show up at their job? What are you going to do? You're not going to do anything. You don't even protect the black women, let alone you're going to go try to protect Kamala. Shut your ass up. See, that's the energy I'm on now. I don't have time for the foolishness no more. You know what I mean? But protect Kamala from what? Words. If Kamala can't take no words, then she should not be running for office.
It's bad enough that even if she does lose, she still wins because she's going to take that salary for the rest of her life as vice president with her down the road.
Yeah, I mean, and she's going to write all these books. She's going to get the movie deals and all that like Obama did. She's going to be far better off than anybody in the world, right? But yeah, you got these people talking about we going to fight for Kamala. If somebody say something to her, we ain't going to have it. What you going to do? You ain't going to bust a grape. Not one. Okay? Let's see. Tanisha, how you doing? Says, not pop. Yeah, not been crazy. I was like, when he said pop, I was like, what? Okay, so let's see. I know I'm behind these comments, so I got to catch up. Larry says, I believe you're right, Donovan. Some are being paid and some could be blackmailed. I mean, they might be, but we just don't know, right? We have no way of knowing. And of course, I don't know, maybe a list will be published one day. I don't know. Let's see. I got to skip down so we can catch up because we are about to go over time. If not, here we are already over time. Christopher, he says, well, Usher was neutral when he was on The View, but now he has endorsed Kamala recently. Yeah, even on The View, he says, yeah, I'm going to support her, but I'm not in a position to where I want to go out and endorse her, but he has done that now. So you're right. STLLC, how you doing? Says, I agree with you. I think the Diddy case is tied to the celebs speaking at Kamala's rallies. I mean, it may be, but I'm just one of those that don't want to further stuff we have no knowledge of, because I think it kind of muddies the waters in the conversations that we're having. Jay Miguel, how you doing? Says Trump all the way. All right. Y'all saying Divine Nine is horrible. I'd be trying to stay out of that because I know, they serious about they.
Well, the thing is, I don't think that the Divine Nine is horrible because, like I said, my son went to HBCU, my niece went to Spelman. I don't think they're horrible, but it's just like the Black church. Somewhere along the line, it just skewed and it went more about putting money in the pockets and stuff, because I don't understand, as somebody who had to pay an HBCU, I'm giving these people thousands of dollars, but yet the infrastructure of the school is falling apart and got mold in it and all this other stuff. And they're getting federal subsidy money. Where is this money going? It's going to some of these administrators that are stealing the money. Even Deion Sanders said it. He said, how do you sell out Jackson State every game and then there's no money? There's something wrong here. That's why he left to go to Buffalo. So somewhere along the line, when I bring up the HBCUs, it's not the fact that I don't think that they're a prestigious place, especially in our culture. But what I don't understand is if this is the product of the graduates that they are putting out now, that don't understand just because you're Jamaican doesn't make you black, and they can't just basic differentiate between common sense things, I have to question that. This can't be our best. It just can't.
Andre, I don't feel any way about the Divine Nine. I just say they don't speak for us, and maybe you're being facetious there, but yeah, they don't speak for us. I know people who are in sororities and fraternities, and good on them, but they don't speak for us. We speak for us. They're not the brain of the Black community. There's a lot of people who've never touched a college campus that are smarter than anybody you can think of. But is that, I don't know. They do great things in the community. I've heard that they do. I'm with Donovan. I'm not taking anything away from them, but they don't speak for us. They want to elect Kamala to the White House and they take their vote and they romp and they stomp with their boots on and they chuck some pearls, whatever it is they're doing. Y'all take that vote to the poll, but you do not try to tell the rest of us to do what to do. Like Steve Harvey said, the Qs run the radio stations. Yeah, and y'all pumping all that BS to Black people. You're not even telling the truth. What you're doing is on the airwaves doing this is what you're doing. Okay? And it's unacceptable that you're telling people to go do this. You're lying. Al Sharpton lies. I know my screen probably blanked out. Whatever, better to come back. Al Sharpton be on the radio lying out of his preacher mouth. Just be lying to people, lying to Black people. And my daughter is to the point where she has forbidden me to listen to Al Sharpton anymore because you get mad, your blood pressure goes to the roof. And I'm like, because he just be lying. And then you hear this. Now listen, I'm not trying to talk about old people. I'm not, because some people say I'm old, whatever, your mama. But anyway, that the older generation, and I love them. I got an 80-year-old daddy. I love him. Yes, you right. Because I remember back in the day when we was yeah, you right. We got to get out and get Kamala in office because Trump, he gonna put us back on the plantation. Then I'm like, Trump was in office for 4 years and you ain't touched no cotton other than what you put on your ass. You ain't touched no cotton. You didn't drink out of no color, only water. You ain't do none of that. But yeah, you're going to be back on the plantation and Al Sharpton. That's right. That's right. And you know what people don't understand is, we got to get Kamala in office because Kamala, Kamala ain't going to do nothing for black people. Nothing. Nothing at all. She's not going to give you none of those watery ass greens, not without the salt, with the Dawn or the Zest or whatever soap she uses to wash her behind. She's not going to even give you a cup of that. She not.
And I just want to add again, have you guys seen this woman interview? Now, as somebody who has a lot of degrees, I've been to a lot of colleges, right? Graduated. I went through the process. I took speech. I took critical thinking. I took every class just about you can imagine that I can take and your tax dollars paid for. And I graduated, so your tax dollars didn't go to waste. But how could you sit there and say this woman went to Howard University and she is a prime example of what I want my daughter to follow and do? Because let's face it, she went to Howard University. That's a fact. Doesn't mean she's black. It just means she went to Howard University. She graduates Howard University, comes out back to California, goes to law school here, meets Montel Williams, and she's on the Tizzy tour with Willie Brown and Montel Williams to get ahead. Is that what they're teaching at these HBCUs? If I had a daughter, I wouldn't want the perception of what I'm seeing from this woman is not representative of Howard University. I would think, because that is supposed to be Howard University, something that's prestigious for black people. And this is what I'm seeing. This woman, you keep saying you go to Howard University, you can't even answer a question, a basic question. It just goes around it. This woman was a prosecutor. She was educated. How can you guys, and not whoever this applies to, sit there and be comfortable with this woman who wrecked families, who wrecked lives here in California, is now going to wreck the reputation of a prestigious HBCU? That's where I'm coming from with it.
Yeah, well, I did say hello to you, and I thanked you for the donation. Maybe you stepped away or whatever, but I'm gonna say hello to you again. Mission Vision, how you doing? I try to say hello to everybody at least once because there's a lot of y'all on here, and I do love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Never want you all to think that I am taking any of you for granted. Hey, Brina, it's the first time I saw you on here. Maybe you were on here before, but hello, hello, hello. Corey, you say Trump 2024, okay? And Terry Phillip, how you doing? Says the couch 2024. I'll just read some of y'all comments.
Make sure you guys register. If you're not going to vote, you're going to sit on the couch, great, but please register to vote. At least register to vote.
Yeah, at least I'm going tomorrow because I just got back in Houston Thursday evening. Haven't had a chance to go, but I'm going tomorrow to early vote because I'm not trying to be out there with everybody. No, not me. Hey, Celia.
Yeah, we put Demetra on the plane with 2 California marshals to make sure she don't come back here.
Right. Alicia, how you doing? It says they're boule. We don't listen to them here in grassroots. No, we don't. They don't tell us what to do. We're not discounting their work, but a lot of them be getting mad because we won't listen to them. It's like, come pay some of these damn bills and I'll listen to you. I'll listen to everything you got to say. Yes, I sure will. I sure. Timothy, how you doing? OWU, how you doing? It says HBCU has been putting out mindless grad. Also, great successes come from our people that don't go to university. I've learned more from the streets than anything. Yeah. I don't want to discount anybody going from any college. I went to a college that some would deem as useless. I don't know. But yeah, I'm with you. I've learned a lot from people who didn't go to college at all. I did. So, big ups to them. As my brother said, YouTube is like a college. It's a university, right? Let's see. AW, how you doing? Says, let's be proactive instead of waiting until all hell breaks loose to react. They won't have a church to go to. The Democrats already consider the Bible as hate speech, study communism. Yeah, what's going on with that? You know what I mean? And I don't even go to church, but I know the Bible. But I'm like, damn, you Christians is really Christian, ain't you? You know, you just going to, I mean, most of the time you ever go to a church within the last 10 years, they're not even really reading from the Bible anyway. They just up there freestyling. Freelance
prosperity message. I can't buy a carton of eggs and the preacher talking about the benevolent fund. I got to reach a little deeper, go a little farther. It's like, what?
Right. Brina, Reggie likes Rocky. I was thinking about Ray Ray. I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. But he's definitely, you know, he's serving a purpose. That's for sure. I'm just saying, you know, Gloria, how you doing? You like the raccoon? My daughter got it for me. She's like, yeah, you got to have it. Tech Phoenix, how you doing? Who else is on here? Allie. He says, no, Demetria, she can't write no more books. Well, I mean, you know, she going to be paid. Quick, she says, I still felt smothered under Trump. Like I couldn't breathe still. Harris isn't a great candidate, and you won't be voting for her. But how? Tell me really quick if you can. How did you feel smothered under Trump? Like, I don't get, like, I hear people saying that kind of stuff, but you're not smothered now. You can't even go to the store and buy no gravy to smother no biscuits. Talking about smothered. Nowadays, have you been to the grocery store under the Kamala Biden administration? Have you been to the gas tank? You know what I mean? The cost of living to rent anything is stupid. You know what I mean? So when we think about smothered, like, what do we mean that Trump was smothering people? Was he showing up in the middle of the night with a pillow and like, what was he doing to smother you? And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just asking questions. How did you feel smothered in comparison to how what's going on now? Can you breathe now? I guess that's the question I want to know. The average logical thinker says, not Dawn soap. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some people will use Dawn soap to take baths with. Maybe Kamala is no different, you know. I'd imagine she does if she's cooking greens up in the tub. Jupiter says, Dimitri, you got that defiant lawyer with his boule Democrat shield talking points. Laugh out loud. Says, still preaching white supremacy, but put voting and wanting us to vote Democrat. Yeah, I checked out his channel once, and he's one of those, as Dr. Gary Monroe used to say. It's one of those old Negro spirituals. You know what I mean? He just singing low and slow. Oh, we got to vote for the Democrats. He be talking stuff about us, but we don't care. He ain't gonna do nothing. Tito, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Misty Blue, how you doing? Says Al Sharpton is a real true sellout to the indigenous Black American community. What effing disgrace. And he don't care. He just be lying. But my daughter won't even let me call in no more. She's like, no, nah, you can't do it, because I do be wanting to call and be like, why are you on here lying to these people? Why? You gotta get out here to vote. And you do. Danny, how you doing? Says Van Jones is a bussy. Wow. For Jeff Bezos. What? He gave him $100 million. He's doing something, dropping down and getting his eagle on or something for $100 million. Poppy said, I already mailed in my ballot, and no, I did not vote for the orange Trump pansy or that tall forehead having, you know what? I'm not. Wow. Nollywood Lovery says, vote for Kamala if you want to pay high food, gas, and rent prices. Yeah, y'all. I'm like, our people came up with the saying, Donovan, fat meat is greasy. Why don't y'all believe fat meat is greasy? Y'all want to get in there and test the waters. Oh, now she going to get in there and everything's going to turn around. Why she don't turn it around now? She got the ability to do that. But you know, a lot of y'all, not y'all, them are suckers. You just believe in anything she say. Wow. And we just gonna leave it at that. We're just gonna leave it at that. Brother Reddy says, salute to Pastor Gino Jennings. Yes, indeed. All right. Who else? Foolish Coyote, how you doing? Says Kamala Harris will lose the election because of intelligent, thought-provoking shows like this. Grateful. Well, you know, we I don't know, because people be asking me all the time, you think who you don't think gonna win? I said, we'll know when we know. I'm not one to be out there waging bets, because we've seen this before. Cynthia, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. a bitch stay winning. Says, I have done my research and do not agree with religion anymore. I have been non-religious for 14 years. Now spiritual, in spirit only. Yep, same here. I totally agree with you. Yep, rip to Brother Gary. He was a real one. He had a whole lot of stuff he would say. He said, I'll call them all spiritual Negroes. Dirty Kentucky, how you doing? Says Trump blowing up YouTube live right now. Fight, fight, fight. Okay, all right. Yeah, I heard he was on Joe Rogan. I have not checked that out yet, but I heard it was one for the records. I think Kamala wants to go on there too. All right, Kathy, how you doing? Says, I'm so tired of hearing some people say we're going back in time. Look where we're at as a people in 2024. Wake up, people who are sleeping in bed. Yep. Hey, Ron, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Rella D, thank you so much, Donovan, you wow, for the donation. He says, sending out peace and blessings from Oakland, California to DK and the recovering Democrat. Question, DK, what is that picture behind you? That is Madam C.J. Walker's estate via Lararo. And that is all, not all of the employees that she had when she built her fortune from beauty products and hair products and things like that. So that's what that is. That's I love that picture because it's the possibilities of things that we could do if we stick together, right? She did that. I was a child of a slave and was a washerwoman, and she built that. She is considered to be the first model version of your Avons, right? And your Amways, your multi-level marketing, putting people to work. So that is one of my favorite pictures of all time. Feet Funkers, and how you doing? Hope you're well. And Demario, he says Kamala can't hold a 2-hour conversation with Rogan. Yeah, because it sounded like Trump was on there for 3. Selena, how you doing? Says thanks, Candace Owens and Judge Joe Brown came with the facts about Kamala. Live, lying, thinking it fake, but yeah, Donovan said Kamala got back into the country, so she back and she back at it. Prize, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So anyway, we're gonna get out of here because Intermix Radio, how you doing? So today's Black Church is about the mighty dollar. You better believe it. That's why I stay out of there. So anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Let Donovan watch his Cowboys. Let's cross everything we got. We'll cross everything we got, hoping that the Cowboys win.
Hey, again, this country, look, make the Dallas Cowboys great again. That's what we need in this country.
Cynthia, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you. Says, thank you, Queen, for the love toward Flint and Detroit, Michigan, the Blue Wave. Democrats are mad. Yeah, you know, it needs to be talked about. The pastor, I did a video on African Diaspora News Channel. Check it out. He was like, Detroit is crazy. You know, not crazy like loony, but it is messed up for Black people. He says, you go down here, Black Detroit look a mess. So he's basically like Trump is not lying, but of course they're trying to make it seem like he was talking about the people. He wasn't talking about the people. He's talking about the condition of Detroit. And as I said in the video, Flint still ain't got no water they can drink, which is right down the street, essentially, in the largest scheme of things.
If you Google it, the most dangerous countries in the cities in the United States, Detroit, I think is number 2 on the list. So there's no, the way they spin, Trump bad. What happened to the joy, Dimitri? I thought now it's all Trump this. What's the answer? Trump did this, but Trump did this, but Trump did this. I don't give a damn about Trump. You got to sell yourself as a politician. It's about what you're going to do and what's your policies. She could never admit she made mistakes. Is there anything you would have said that would have done or whatever? Have you ever made a mistake? No, she's damn near perfect. That's what I'm saying. We're getting these, excuse my language, these shit politicians on both ends. And so if both ends are crap, why not look at something else? Possibly, for your thing. I don't care. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Subconsciously, deep down inside, I want Kamala to win. I want her to win because then it's gonna show you guys. If you think we are in trouble as Black people right now, being the permanent underclass, you just wait until Kamala gets in that office, because 4 years go by like that, right? Great. 2028, we're going to look back. All of those people, Dimitri, that have been fighting our message and we're not telling you to follow us. We're just saying using your own common sense for what's best for you. They're going to be out there now turning around and start asking concrete questions and demanding tangibles. We got to stop asking for reparations. We got to start demanding reparations.
Yep. And M, thank you so much for the donation. Love it. Appreciate you. And everybody who donated, like, subscribe, everything that you did to help the channel grow. We love it. Appreciate you for that. I want to answer this question. And Donovan, maybe you and I both can answer this question. Somebody else came on here. Okay. Mr. South Carolina, I will look and see. Where did you send it to me? Did you tag me in it somewhere? Whatever the case is. Okay. So let's see here. This question here, Donovan. Here. So it says, Demetra, should black men be ready for an all-out war with black women if Kamala loses the election? I don't know about an all-out war because I know for a fact there's a lot of black women who are not feeling Kamala as well. Will there be some black women mad? Will there be some white people mad? Yeah, but what they gonna do about it? They should have been more mad at Kamala for telling us no than mad at black men who are leaving. And it sounds like, I think black men are at about 72% wanting to vote for Kamala, opposed to, the upper 80s and 90s. That's not good for her. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've been hearing that thing about, and this is the thing you got to think about. What party is dividing black men and women? The Democratic Party. They push that. Black women are the backbone of the party. They're making like men don't matter. It's come back to bite them on the thing. And the feminists that are fighting, people are tired of it. The trans situation. Let's be real, you guys. Let's just talk about this real quick. Would we all agree that a biological man should not be competing against a biological woman in sports? That's common sense. That's just common sense, because if that was the case, we'd have one sport and women will never get any playing time, because it's just biologically men are stronger and we're built differently than what women are built. Look at the policies of this party. I mean, it is anti-man, but as far as a civil war and all this other stuff, no, because as far as the way women vote, black men are pretty much right behind them in regards. But as black men are leaving, as we have left, just like we have left the church, black women and women in general will follow the man where the man goes. So it just takes about a time, but I don't think there's going to be a civil war. It can't get any worse than it's been in the last 15 years. It can't get any worse because, and here's another reason why. The most homeless group of people in the United States is black people. And those black people are single black mothers and their children. A lot of black men out there too, but it's single black mothers and their children. During the COVID, the evictions, who were the most people getting evicted? Single black household, women's households. So I don't think we as a people are in a position to initiate a civil war with each other. It's just, I just don't believe it.
David, you crazy. Talking about, I think I'm about voting for Kamala only because I want to see if MAGA white nationalists are going to kick off second civil war, by the way. I know who you are, but yeah, they might be mad for a day or two, but I don't think they really going to do much. You know what I mean? Pamela says, what about the DOD, the Department of Defense? Where did your comment go? 5240 point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you just about a third of your military is black or people that are biracial or whatever the deal is? No, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Nobody's going to sit there and say, and I'll tell you why. If when the Nazis after World War II could not get away with, I was following orders, neither can we. There's no way a military person is going to let BS kick off and just follow orders. It's just not going to happen. You have a lot that will, but you got a lot more that ain't going to stand for it.
They're old school. How you doing? Long time no see. I need to tell you that you give up your hope about the Cowboys. That's what we're going to let him go because he might need to, I don't know, he need to sulk in peace or what, but I'm rooting for you, brother.
I just texted a couple plays in on the defense. So look, we got a nickel
Did
combo
you tell
in the
them
back.
to send in the ladies? Send in the women. Okay? They know how to block. Okay? They know how to do all of that. So just send the ladies in. I was going to say they know how to catch balls, but that are taking it too far. We got to go. I love it. Appreciate every last one of y'all. We'll see y'all Tuesday. And Wednesday, the election is what, 7-8 days away from here.
And don't forget to register, you guys. Please register to vote.
We about to get out of here because I done went a bridge too far. Peace.